Ciao guys, and welcome back to Board Wipe.
This is Zeffo,
And this is Mali.
and today we're doing something new for the channel.
Something really special for you.
Today we're trying to uncover some truth and make a tier list of some sort. I don't
Kinda.
know. Let's try.
Let's give it a try. Basically, our tier list will start from tier 1, 1.5, tier 2, and decks you're gonna play just to...
Have fun. So let's call them for fun. I guess we'll be starting with the low. So
Yes.
let's start with the for fun decks. All those decks that you want to play maybe at locals if you want to have fun, but don't think to get that much.
of competitivity.
Yeah.
You're gonna have fun. That's it. You're not gonna have some really competitive deck. You're not going to win against a tier 1. Maybe with some kind of black magic you can do that, but no.
There's a
Usually no.
There's a little to no percentage that you can actually win against better decks, but who knows? Maybe you'll
Maybe
bring,
you could.
maybe
you
you'll
could-
bring Pocock to the next Ascent and you win. Who knows?
Let us know in the comment. So,
Really.
should we start with Arizana? First and foremost.
Let's just kill her for once.
Yes. Just because I love her too much, I'm gonna take her for first, so I can take her out of my mind. Arizana, we tried her in any possible sauce. We tried on the we tried her on the standard Astra Arizana. We tried the so-called barbecue Arizana. It's the one that plays Kindling Flare. Can it flare? Can it flame?
Yeah, the one that eruption that was built for Arizona.
Eruption Arizana. You sacrifice herbs and you do damage. Trust me, super fun decks. This is the percentage of time that I've won with the deck. Zero.
Yeah.
Totally zero.
Because it relies on 2 cards, and one is an ally that can just explode with one blow.
Yes.
And the eruption is good, but the problem with Arizona is that the entire mechanic of
Start calling.
no, not the start calling, the
Herbs gather.
the gathering. It's really stupid to me.
It's not stupid. It's
That's too much RNG for me.
Yes, it's too RNG, and you have really few cards that you can really use at low level to start growing up your herbs. Maybe you can reach 15, 16. My best was 20 herbs, and it was, trust me, the luckiest end of my life.
Yeah,
wasted on Arizona.
You go way too minus for
Yeah.
the deck.
Yeah, so Arizona goes to fun decks, even the Astra one, just because Star Calling, it's a cool ability,
The Star Calling is really cool.
but the cards that have Star Calling are very few. The ability Star Calling itself, it's on cards that are average. The damage is not that much, so you can still win a game against a same tier, maybe tier 2 deck, but
The problem with Arizona is consistency.
yes,
Because she can deal damage, but
it's not
she's
consistent.
too low, she bricks too much. That's the problem.
So Arizona goes in the fun. Yeah! Arizona goes in the fun category.
The other 4 fun deck I'm thinking about is Vanitas.
Yeah.
The only way you can play him is Wind and Stun.
It's pretty cool, honestly. Maybe
It doesn't
maybe-
accomplish anything.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yeah, maybe it's midway to for fun from tier 2 because you can have
Yeah.
really enjoying matchups. You can have something done, but as Arizona, it's not that much.
I mean, it doesn't have consistency problems, but it doesn't do anything.
Yes,
You
it
just
just
have-
block you.
Yes, he only plays Stifling Traps, Dream Fairies, Zephyrs, then
Reclaims,
I attack one time and you pay for one more.
If it does some damage, you have to pay one more to materialize, but it's just stun.
Yes.
So it's fun if you like to play stun.
Post side is really.
Please don't play stun. Please don't. But that aside, it's a fun deck if you want to play a stun deck, but it doesn't accomplish anything. You need too much effort to do
nothing.
something. So
And remember, every deck that can be beaten post side is not good.
yeah,
Because beating stun decks after siding is really simple.
yeah, it doesn't make them good. And talking about decks that are fun but not good, Let's talk about our brother Paolo.
Bro,
Paolo. We call him Paolo. Pollock, it's a really fun deck,
Yes.
just because it's an alternative version of Diana, and it's a really different version.
It's not a combo deck.
No,
It just wants to OTK you.
yes, but it's really good against aggro decks.
Yes.
Just for
Yes,
his
yes.
weapon, the cannon, super giga atomic Pollock cannon.
the Gundam,
the Gundam cannon. So that's of course his name, and
Yes.
I put that card itself, it's a really great weapon,
Yes.
and it can cleave an entire board made of automaton, just because automaton life is about 2,
2 to
something.
3, someone.
and that card
Yeah,
deals
money.
2 damage to any allies on the opponent's board if there's a fire bullet in the weapon,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
intent.
Intent.
Just a fire bullet, it deals damage, so it's super cool, it's super fun to play, but it's not that consistent, it's not
It suffers
great.
the same problem of Diana.
Yes, but you have a fun
But-
combo with Calamity Cannon that gives you plus 10 damage on the weapon on the
Yes.
next turn. Don't play it against water and wind just because they can zephyr your weapon.
And that's the problem, because
that's the problem.
water and wind are just the best element out there right now.
Yeah, I have to agree, and slime to me. But
But well,
that's a
slime is
particular-
another element.
yes, that's
itself,
another
so-
element. But our friend Pollock suffers a lot against water and wind, that are 2 of the most played decks right now, just because we don't have any fire decks in tier 1 at the moment, so
No.
that's the point.
That's the
It's fun.
I mean,
Try it.
The problem with Polkok is that you want to play fire, and it's kind of odd because usually you would think that fire decks are really fast, they ramp a lot, and
He doesn't.
and
he doesn't.
His own weapon says no, you have to wait.
So,
Why, brother?
but that said, Pollock goes in the fun category, and that's it. So let's talk about our tier 2. What does tier 2 mean? It's playable.
They're good decks.
They could win.
but not the best choice.
They are not super consistent, but for sure you're gonna have fun, and you can win something with that. So let's start with my favorite one,
Let's go.
Nico. Nico Water.
Mommy Nico.
Mommy Nico. Nico, it's a really strong deck. It's not that consistent just because it plays on floating memories, self-mill, so it's kinda RNG. But with the new weapon, the water
The
big
water,
sword,
yeah.
we are pretty good with names.
Yes, we don't remember names, we just remember what they do.
This one.
Okay, we have it.
The Tide Holder Claymore.
Perfect.
The new weapon for Water Guardian, you can play it even with Toris, but we'll talk about that later. It's a really, really strong weapon just because you can hit for 5 with this. Only with this, it's a 5/3. It's a super strong card. You can pay 1 to materialize it, and with Ravishing Finale, the new card attack for Nico, you can do a ton of damage, you can mill out an entire deck with that. The problem is that it doesn't happen often. It sometimes happens, and that's why it's in tier 2, because it's
And one
not
Fracturize
never.
destroys you.
Yes, but you can negate it with
If
a
you have
Frostbind,
it.
because it's a water deck, so you have negate. And
If you have it.
if you have it, yes, you need to play
Conservative.
really slow. Yes,
You have to play
in a
conservative.
conservative
That's the
way.
word.
Just because you want to have this, and you want to save it from any Fracturize, any negate, any Song of Frost.
It's a water deck, you don't want to rush.
Yes, you know how to play water deck if you play water deck. So
I don't. I never played water.
I don't too. So there we go.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty fun deck. It's a pretty strong deck. If you want to give it a try, give it a try. And trust me, you won't
She's
regret
cool.
it. Yes,
Yeah,
she's cool.
She's cool. And don't forget, Lost in Thought exists.
Yes, Lost in Thought, one of the best cards of the new Mercurial Art expansion.
Now I want to talk one of my personal favorite that has now evolved into a better deck that we'll see later. It's Wind Assassin. Wind Assassin is a really cool strategy that I used to play.
You can see the video.
You can see the videos.
Something somewhere here.
It should be here.
Okay.
Above me.
I trust you.
Should be.
I trust you.
Yeah, the new cards, especially the wind cards, actually made it really consistent enough to make it a threat.
Yes.
You can actually win against tier 1 decks, not that much consistently.
You need some luck.
Yeah. But
you can. And that's the point.
You
Why
can
is
really
it tier
pressure
2?
the game. Now Xander is a really strong champion.
Yes.
Well, he was.
He always was.
He always was. So, but now he's even stronger to me, because I wouldn't play Tristan level 2 alone.
Yes.
I would play Xander. And assassin cards are really strong.
Honestly, just because we are talking about Wind Assassin, I would like to insert in tier 2 even the Assassin Tristan only combo, level 2, sorry. The only Assassin Tristan level 2 combo that plays with Slice and Dice, Sharpen Blade, and the Assassin's Reaper. It's a super cool combo, but
you can also play it in Xander.
You can also play it in Xander, but someone likes it to play it with Tristan, just because you can draw more cards, but that's not the point. Assassins win the point, and they are both good decks, and you should try it, but not rely on that too much.
And if you think about it, it's a really budget deck.
Yes.
You can even not play the Sadis.
You just need to buy this and you can build a deck.
Yes, because you're playing the Stifling Traps, the
Slice and Dice,
the
Sharpen Blade.
Sharpen Blade is from MRC, but it's a common.
Yes, no, you're right. Sharpen Blade isn't in the recollections.
But you can play the Automaton package.
Yes, that's a lot.
There's
you can play Saber Remnant.
Yes.
So you can do it really budget. You can do it really budget, and it works. It's just a bit clunky sometimes because the combo requires a lot of card. Assassin's Reaper, Slice and Dice, the Preparation, the Sharpen Blade.
Dagger.
But when it works, it works. And then, to me, top one for the 2 tiers is Diana. At the moment, Diana is still a great champ. Her mechanics are so good. She can win just by taser locking anyone.
It's a combo deck.
The problem is it's a combo deck, and her combo can be stopped easily. Easily by all the win decks. Just imagine Sylvie as the green slime, the baby green slime, and she can suppress Diana's weapon. Veiling Breeze,
Song of Frost,
Frostbind on the weapon. You have a lot of option to stop the poor Diana that is suffering a lot in this meta.
Yes.
So we are putting her on top tier 2 just because, as I said, with Taser Lock she can really combo out anyone.
Yes.
But if she doesn't Taser Lock against Tristan, it's a real pain. Trust me, it's a real pain.
Sylvie too.
But with Sylvie too, because Sylvie can summon some gigantic Luxem slime.
Even against with the assassin.
Yes, just because
Veiling Breeze exists, Innervate Agility exists.
They doesn't need to level up, so they can beat you up even at level 1. It's a really strong deck, but not now. This is not her meta. Maybe she'll come back, but at the moment she's top tier 2.
It's not her time to shine.
Yeah.
Now let's go into the 1.5 tier, which means they're one of the best decks, but slightly worse than the actual best decks that we'll see.
They are not the strongest, but they're still really strong.
They're still meta.
So we call it 1.5 just because
you will find them.
You can win even against tier 1, but tier 1 do the same thing better.
Yes.
So you have great potential, great damage, but not as much as someone else. So it's 1.5.
Well, definitely you'll find them if you go to bigger events.
Yes.
But not as much as the tier 1s. Let's start with my personal favorite.
Yeah.
Which is Ray. I never played Ray actually.
I did.
But I went against him so many times. and I have so much fun playing against him because it's really really cool how he plays. And in this meta, he is still so much relevant. He's fast. He cycles the deck so much. He has
has a really strong burst potential.
Yes, he OTKs you.
I started as a Rai main just because I started playing Grand Archive when it came out, and I had only Lorraine, Rai, and Sylvie, and I started with Rai, so I know Rai really well. And right now, Rai is really really relevant. It's just hard to play him because aggro deck are something.
But you can play.
You can play. It's not impossible. It's just hard. It's not as easy as it was when there were only Lorraine and Rai on competitive plays, just because they needed their tempo. Right now, aggro is pushing a lot, and Rai need to defend himself. Things that he can do, but it slows you down.
You can take time with Vanish from Sight, Peaceful Reunion, those cards. And
but you need to clear boards, and it's not always easy. But
or you can just OTK.
Or you can just OTK, and that's the entire point. Rai can win easily by OTK with any decks, even with Tristan, even with Sylvie, even with Merlin, anyone.
Because
that's the right
one of the main parts of Rai is that he has little to no bricks.
Yeah.
Every card
later. Just because Rai bricks. It's a problem in early game, and that's why it's not a tier 1, because you can add brick with Rai.
He has a little consistency problems, but he runs just perfect.
It's a really small. If you can surpass level 1 and 2, that's it. Probably you will win.
Yes, because one funny thing I always see is that people just dungeon guides into level 2. Because they just want to banish arcane cards.
Yes,
so
that's it.
The more the merrier, as they say.
Yes. Let's talk about my favorite 1.5 deck at the moment, and it's Merlin.
Does she always? Yeah.
As a main Merlin, I really love her, but I got to say that she has a tempo problem. She takes too much time. She works perfectly fine, don't misunderstand me. And she has a really strong burst potential when late game on level 6, 7. But you need to reach that level, and when you reach it, you got a problem. Because if you're playing against Tristan, maybe at that time she could have 20, 25 preparation.
That Veiling Breeze exists, Innervate Agility exists, so it's really difficult to hit Tristan, but she can actually deal with
At the last local that we played, I went second and third place at the same times with Paco, because we have the same result, 3 and 1, just because I lost against Tristan.
Hello.
And we had a funny game, but he literally destroyed me. And I played against Sylvie too, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
Sylvie is really strong right now.
So, as I said, Merlin still a great deck. As I said, you can still win, but there's a better option if you want to. If you want to play really competitive. Merlin is not a top tier anymore,
because I wouldn't even recommend getting it, because
it's pricey.
It's pricey, and there are better options that are more budget friendly.
Really budget option and really strong option, but we are talking about it later. Let's now pass to Xander Luxem. Xander Luxem.
Yeah, I don't like that strategy. I really hate it, because it's against my principles.
It's a control deck. I honestly like it.
It's too much control for me, because if I play aggro as I did before, yes, of course. If I have to play mid range like now, sure, but control, I really hate this.
Honestly, I don't find it that unfun. It's okay. I don't like to play it too much just because it's boring to me, but it's a cool deck.
Yeah, that's what I meant, actually.
Yes. It's a cool deck. It's just maybe if you don't like to play control, it's boring to you. But if you like control decks, Xander, it's for you.
Yes.
But there's a problem.
Yes.
It's pricey.
really
It's
pricey. Even
not
more
not
than-
that really, but it's pricey.
I think it's more pricey than Merlin.
We need to count it out, but I'm sure that
I
it costs.
think-
It costs a lot because Luxem cards are from Doha and Doha only, and most of the cards in your deck
Yes.
are Doha and something from
You
other
have to
sets.
buy
But
them. You have to buy them.
it costs a bit. So, and it is, trust me, it's still a strong deck. And if you want to have fun with a control deck, that's the
If
deck.
you want to play control, just play.
That's the deck. But it's a tier 1.5, just because it's really strong, but it take its time, and aggro won't let
Yeah,
him.
aggro right now just spams out minions. It's so big, like Sylvie. Level 2 Sylvie. Okay, let's get the limitless lime with a buff counter and
So here's my
Let's
4/5
go.
with my 3/3 and face it now.
it's just turn 2.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well.
And yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So
There's
it's
so
a-
many OTK strategies like
Yes.
Ray, Tristan, Sylvie. There's too much to deal with, but you can.
You can still do
actually.
that.
You can manage. It depends how good you are.
Yes.
Because control decks to me are boring, but I respect control players
Yes.
because they're so good at the
They
game.
they have a brain that's
They're
that
so
big.
good at the game.
Yes. So, if you're talking about people that have a brain that big like this,
Oh no!
now
Now we're shrinking.
let's shrink it a bit.
to fire
let's-
assassin.
Yes, that's the dimension of the brain that you need
No,
to play
no.
Fire Thunder Aggro. And I play it. So here I am. No, jokes aside,
You can also play Tristan fire. It's
Yes.
the like wind.
same
It's like
concept.
wind.
You can play it. I build it up when Fractured Clown came out,
Yes, at
and
the
it just
very
got better.
beginning.
It just got better. It was strong. Now it's still
It's
stronger.
good. Now it's
but
good.
it's not the best. It's a tier 1.5. You can win.
You have no
tournament.
protection. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's
Because
the only point.
If you cannot TK, then let's go. But for some reason, I get the tempo to build up. You're screwed.
Someone clears up your board.
Yes, you're screwed.
You screw my mate. And imagine just a big taunt that you can surpass, or some minion that are destroying your minion just because they are tougher and bigger.
Yes.
And that's how you lose.
Or I just prevent damage.
Yes, but if you play against Rai, if you play against Merlin, if you play against Xander Luxem, even against Lorraine, you
Yes.
can
Even against Lorraine, yeah.
you can win. So, as I said, pretty good deck, not that difficult. Maybe some combos. Varuk,
It's just kill them all.
yeah, just
That's the strategy.
and as a bonus, he's kinda cheap. Just some
yeah.
cards that cost a pretty penny, but not that much. You can pay 100, 150 bucks, and you have a full complete deck just because you
Maybe
need
even lower.
just because you need Varuk, Grand Crusaders, and
Yeah.
that's the pricey
Yeah,
card.
the stables, I mean.
The only staples, but you don't need Dungeon Guide, so that's
It's
a that's a
way,
plus.
way cheaper than.
But you need Arthur.
Yes, but I
okay.
think it just dropped a bit.
Yeah, so
I mean-
you can build it, and it's not that pricey as a deck. So little bonus for him.
Now let's talk about the tier ones, and I want to start with one of my favorite. I started with Sylvie, but I switched the same day to Lorraine because when I started playing this game, I bought Sylvie because I thought she was cute, and I mean water.
She played Big Beast.
Yes, but water. And that's
Yeah.
the problem with me.
That was the problem.
And yeah, I switched to Lorraine, an aggro strategy, and she's dominating the meta right now.
Right now,
she's winning so much.
She just got better and better and better in any expansion.
You can
She
play-
was something
Yeah.
in Doha. She was
was
something
good.
in Fractured
She was
Crown.
good.
She was good in Alchemical Revolution, and
Now
now
she's
in Mercury Rad with
really
the
good.
Power Cell minion, the new supports,
Yes.
she's amazingly good.
You can also play.
And it's cheap.
Yes, but
It's really cheap.
you can also play the human version, which is a bit pricey, but
Yep.
does the same thing of the automatons. But she has more protection because everyone is playing reprogram in the sideboard.
Yeah.
I do,
I do too.
because it's a really strong card.
And it's strong against automaton.
Yes, while humans have more synergy, they can do a little bit of combos with the Phalanx Captains,
Yep.
the Banner Knights. Those cards are really, really strong.
Yep.
And the level 2 Lorraine is really one of the best level 2 strongest cards.
You can
the
have
entire game.
You can have a fantastic combo with a Hurricane Sweep. You can cleave up a board against an aggro and draw 5 cards. You know,
Yes.
what? That's insane. Just because
So
you can
strong.
win a game just by that.
Yes.
You can do an Hurricane Sweep, cleave out 3, just 3 minions. You draw 3 extra cards. You go +3, +2 just because you play Hurricane.
And it's a cleave, so I mean they can retaliate.
In an aggro deck, it's a lot. It's a mid-range, not an aggro, but
Yes, but
you get it. And to me,
it's really,
actually,
and
it's
as you
one,
said, it's
one
cheap.
of the yes,
It's really cheap. You
yes.
buy the starter deck. You buy.
You don't need dungeon guides.
No.
You
may
need Grand Crusaders, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, you may want the Mercurial Art if you want to play automatons. You may want to buy the Gildas if you want to, but
they're not.
they are cheaper.
They're
There are
cheap and unexpected.
alternatives.
Yes,
You can play. You can play.
you can do that. You can do budget version that still works. So
Yes,
there's a reason
It's
why
good.
she's in tier 1.
it's good.
But there's another deck that's a little more pricey, a little more control, but it's still a mid-range aggro, and some of you may like it. We are talking about Water Toris Automaton Allies. We have some PTSD about it,
You have the deck list up here.
just because you
Oh
already
my
saw the
God.
video, the video with Paco. Paco is a friend of ours, and
It's good.
she's really
He's a
good.
good player.
He's a good player, and his deck is good too. So give it a try, just because it's not a properly aggro, it's a mid-range. You
Yes.
can manage your minion.
You wouldn't say that about a water deck.
No.
You say, yeah, water, you play control. No, I'm gonna destroy you.
Here's my 5/5 spell shroud,
Yes.
big bot, kaboom.
Yes.
So,
And that's exactly what he does.
and that's exactly. He summons token of power, cell of power. You saw the video. He have a pile of power cell. He summoned 12 power cell in a game.
I
What
still
the
have
fuck?
PTSD of the video. We draw, but I would have won the turn after.
Yeah.
You
But he did one turn before. That's it.
we went to draw.
Yeah. It's a pretty consistent deck. It works a lot.
Yes.
It's fun.
No card
So-
is dead in that deck.
No
No card is dead.
and that's why it's a tier 1. Trust me. Try it. Give it a try. Play it because it's fun. It's not that budget just because you need some pricey card as Mercurial Art,
Mercurial Art.
Mark 3,
Mark
Fractalize.
3 isn't that pricey.
Not that pricey, but you need 3, so it
No, it
becomes
plays two.
pricey.
No, you play.
It depends. It depends. So it's not super cheap, but it's not super pricey. You can do
It's
this.
an affordable deck.
Yeah. And
That cannot be said about this girl here.
this girl here. So guys, Mali from the future here, just to say one thing, and that's I'm dumb, because as you can tell, Sylvie, it's not a pricey deck, and I'm going to tell you many more times in the next few minutes. But as you can tell, I already said that's pricey deck, because I didn't understand what Sepho was saying. So here we are. Look at that face. This is the face of someone that doesn't listen enough. And wanna know something fun? I've started playing this one, and I ended play this one, and he started play this one, and he ended play this one, just because. Who knows?
I have fun with this deck. The problem for me, at least, is that I played aggro too much, so I wanted to switch.
And
He did
and
the same.
I've played Merlin a lot, so when I tried Sylvie, I found something Merlinish, like
You fight at home.
Yeah, Mom, can we have Merlin? But we have Merlin at home. Merlin
There
at
you go.
home. And guys, trust me when I say this, it's a budget better version of Merlin. You can do a ton of damage with this minion. You can have. Usually, my limited slime goes to a 8-9 of stats, and with the big boom slime, what's his
Storm
name?
Slime.
The storm slime. With the storm slime, usually you go from 6 to 13, 15 damage, and it reminds me a lot of Merlin, but faster. Because you can do this on turn 5, you can do this on turn 6, and maybe...
You can put so much pressure at the beginning.
Yeah,
that's the
you
thing.
put a lot of pressure in the beginning just using cakes. You can have a 3-3, 2-4, the baby blue slime.
Yeah.
Give a buff to the baby blue slime and...
Try to kill it.
Try to kill it. Pick it out. Leave it from the board if you can. You cannot. It's a 2-4. At turn 1, it's an amazing deck. And just by giving a buff, you can do 2 if you find a cake at turn 1. And it's a 3-5. Take it out if you can at turn 2.
Level 1 Sylvie is really strong.
Yeah. And not only that, because early game, it's really strong. Mid game, for turn 2, if you're lucky, you can do throw card. Usually you can draw 1, but it's like paying 1 card for level 2. So that's an amazing mechanic, and level 3 it's just too strong. You can play you can play a slime for free with 2 buff extra. You can play a limited slime paying 1, and it entered the field as a 4-5, and on its first attack it becomes a 5-6. What are we talking about?
I have PTSD of this.
And I am enjoying her a lot. So, but as a counterpart, that's Tristan. I've played Tristan, and I didn't enjoy her too much just because it was too control for me.
It's a mid-range.
But Zephyr did.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a control deck. It's more a mid-range because you want to attack, you want to put the allies that you want to have.
Let's say that she has a lot of gadgets.
Yes. Yeah.
I
like it. It's a really it's a very utility deck. She has a lot of consistency.
Yeah.
She has a lot of survivability. But the issue with Tristan is that you must have another big brain to play her, and I'm having troubles because I don't have it. So it's draining playing this deck for real.
Yeah, for a long time. It's really draining. We saw it in the Ascent that some Tristan player did a lot of misplay just because, trust me, I can understand what they did.
I did it too.
I did it too, so I can't blame them. Just because I can understand how hard it's to play this deck for a really long time. And we are talking about our locals.
Which is
that
4
are
turns.
4 turns, so you are drained after that. Imagine playing for 8 hours and an Ascent, playing games that last more than 1 hour and a half.
8 turns.
Yeah, that's a lot.
8 to 9 turns, I don't know.
This is a deck for big brain people.
Yes, and for big wallets. Yes, because it costs really, really too much.
Yeah, that's
you have
really,
to buy
really
a weapon which is now at 80
bucks. That's a lot.
Yes, you want to play
the cape. You don't need to play the cape. But if you want to,
the cape,
$60.
Yes,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
If you want to play a full set of Sadi, you don't need a full set. But if you want to,
I play 3, but you can. There's some who play 4, but 3. 3 is the number.
$30 to $40 for
even
one Sadi.
50. She's getting up.
She's getting up.
And there's a lot of cards.
You need backup charger.
Backup charger.
You need dungeon guides.
Backup charger is a staple, so you want to get it.
Yes, dungeon guides are a staples too. But
dungeon guides.
Try to compare these two. For this, you need
the Quicksilver,
dungeon guides, and some really cheap card for Terra as Gaia's Blessing, $3. Horn of Beast Calling, $1, and something else. But we are talking about
the Twilight Slimes if you want to play.
Yes, if you want to play Twilight Slimes.
Maybe you're scared of Ray because Ray is a nasty matchup for us.
Yeah, but trust me that 90% of your deck is already here. You can buy that card just to get better, but you don't need to.
You may want to buy the Bestial Frenzy.
Bestial Frenzy, it's a really pricey card at the moment.
Slime, but you don't need to.
You can, but you don't need.
While for this deck, you definitely need at least the Sadis.
Sadi is a must.
You can actually don't play.
You need dungeon guides for sure. You need Sadi for sure.
You may even don't want to play the weapon if you don't have it. But it's a really...
You can still OTK your enemy with the...
But it's a big up, because if you don't have the attack, but you want to attack...
You can put pressure with the shadows. You can attack and put a lot of pressure with your shadow, but if you don't have the weapon, that's a big problem. So
you need the Assassin's Reaper, but the Assassin's Reaper costs 1. And it has 2 durability counters that don't cycle.
You
so
need Grand Crusader string.
the GCI, well,
That's
it's still
a staple, but you still need to pay
if
it.
you
And
want to, yeah.
if I had to say something, they at full potential, they are at the same level to me.
Yes.
In some things, Sylvie counters Tristan, but in some other, Tristan counters Sylvie. So
yeah, they're balanced.
I wouldn't say that one is better than the other. Maybe the only thing that I can say is that Sylvie can put a lot of pressure on Tristan and take out some preparation. But if Tristan know how to manage their life points, their preparation, you're screwed just because your town doesn't matter.
Shadow Strike is a card.
Shadow Strike is so strong. Shadows are so strong. The weapon.
Yes, it's good.
So they are both on the same level to me, and they are still tier 1.
Me too.
But if you're asking to me,
I would buy this.
which should I try?
If you're a beginner or if you don't have a big wallet, go for this.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, as for Lorraine,
Yes.
if you want to try a really strong deck that's still kind of budget, because it's kind of budget,
It is budget.
with Lorraine allies, and even for Toris allies,
Yeah.
automaton or not, it's still a really strong tier 1 deck. So here's our list.
Yeah, this is our list. Let us know in the comments what you think about it. Yeah.
If we forgot some deck list.
Yeah, we forgot Mordred, but I don't think Mordred is a champion.
Who is Mordred?
I don't know.
Okay. And of course, we didn't insert all the elemental variables.
Yes.
As example, I saw a lot of people play Wind Sylvie,
Which is
Fire
cool,
Sylvie,
by the way.
which is cool, but trust me, we need to enlist Diana Water, we need to enlist Tonoris
All the
Wind.
alternatives,
So it wasn't enough. There was enough
we
time
just went
for
to
that.
Luxera, we said, okay, there's
This,
a
this,
huge
this, this,
percentage
and
of
this.
this okay, this is the meta.
This is the meta right now, so we didn't talk about every deck. So if you want to let us know something about the deck you play,
Yeah, we can talk about it in the comments below.
yes, let us know any of your experience, any kind of deck that you like, and that's it for today. So this is Mali,
And this is Zephyr.
and let's wipe it out.